Hey guys, I'm back on the boat. Yes, back on the boat, and what I'm going to be doing is showing you guys, you beginners out there, how I've set and rigged up my boat on the stern lines. So just to give you a little demo, I've got two bow lines, obviously port side and starboard. Alright, that stops the boat moving backwards, but what stops the boat moving forwards? So there's everybody else's boat, and as you can see, they're about a metre away from the harbour side. So you can see that this guy's got well, basically just a normal orange sort of tub. The Greeks just tend to use anything that floats, and of course it works for them, and why not? I've got a bit more of a proper deal job here, but anyway, as you can see, his lines are there. There's his orange float, obviously, and you'll see he's got his line on there up to the cleat there on the stern line. And I don't know whether you can see underwater right now. I'm going to take you underwater in a minute anyway, so you can see my lines and the chain that I'll talk about. So this is for anybody that's setting up a mooring, a permanent mooring, like myself, in your local harbour. All right. So anyway, I'm going to get in the water, and we'll go from there. All right. Right. I need to show you a couple of things. These are all things I've learned that I didn't know before. And you won't know either if you've just got yourself a boat. So what you do, you have a guide line that's tied. Here we are, look, let me show you. Let me show you this. You see that? You see? It's all the way over to those tyres over there. And what that does, it stops this buoy floating all the way over there in the middle of no man's land when I leave the port. So that keeps this here and out of harm's way from any boats that are coming into or out of the harbour. So always have one of these tied to your to the bank or to the harbour side, to make sure that this little boy does not go AWOL. Alright, so then what I've got underneath here, I've got my first line here, that's attached to the buoy, and I've got a secondary one that's clipped on, as you can see here, a real good sturdy one. And that also, so these two lines, that one and that one, are tied to my anchor. And I'm going to take you underwater now and show you exactly where it goes. It's actually, from a camera point of view, it's actually straight over there. Alright, but I'm going to take you underwater and show you. Here we go. So underneath there, there's the chain, 30 foot worth of chain, all the way over to there. Alright, and then you can see, I'm going to swing back along the length. The chain, obviously, part of it's buried under the sand, but it gives you a really good strong anchor. Let me show you. We'll go back over and you can see where the chain ends and the rope meets it, and you join onto the chain to give me a good sturdy anchorage. So there you go. Right, that bolt that you saw, that I pointed out to you underwater, needs wiring up. So I bought some wire, alright, just flux, and it's really handy. So that's the one bracket I need to do, because obviously that's underwater. So that will take a lot of movement with boats coming in and out of the harbour. So I'm going to do that with a pair of pliers, yes. And so I'll get that sorted now, and then I'll show you the result once I've done it. Alright, rock and roll. There we go, guys. I've wired it all in now, so this... There we go, guys. So now that cannot twist round because the wire's holding it in place. Okay? There we are. Straight to the boat. Onto the chain. There's the chain. Wow. Big bugger. There we are. Nice and sturdy. So, to recap, 30 foot of chain for those rocks over there, all the way along, onto a rope. Alright. The reason again, once again, the reason for the chain is to keep it lying on the seabed, so that the rope's not floating, and that boats can come in the harbour and not chop up the rope. So the chain is all along the seabed, sunken, and then eventually, as you saw earlier, it sinks into the sand and disappears altogether. Alright, there you go, rock and roll. Okay guys, just another, this is the starboard side. There we are, there's the guide line onto this. Now you'll see that this is, the guide line is tied to this rope that's also attached to the buoy. Let me lift it up and show you. There you are. It's all attached to the buoy. So we're talking chain, well first of all anchor, chain, and then the rope onto the chain, onto the bottom of this buoy. The reason for that is that when you leave the port and go out on a trip, this buoy will stay in place. So then you, and if this, the rope, the guide rope that ties onto your cleat, when you return to the harbour, it will be right in the locality of this buoy, okay, mooring buoy. So all you do when you come back, you get your little, you can either pick it up, obviously if you've got a smaller boat, you can obviously just pick it up with your hand, like that, from the boat. That will then retrieve this for you, then you can just literally wrap it up and away we go. Alright, and the same with this as well, this is attached to this. So when I come back, all of this here, what I need ready to come back it and tie up to, will be here attached to this. And then you just get your retrieving rod. I have a long retrieving rod that I just hook onto there, pull it up, pull onto that, tie it up. That's me, that's the stern secured.